The U is a great place to study art history because our department is small, our professors are really highly engaged, and our undergraduates are a tightly knit group that are really dedicated to this field.
I think what really drives me in art history is I come out of the class smiling every time. And it's amazing because you have extremely passionate professors willing to share their research and their ideas to inspire you, where they get so giddy at the front of the room and I'm just, taking my notes happily, or maybe it's a discussion and suddenly not only am I excited about what I've learned, but I'm so inspired by what other students have taken away from a reading or a work of art that we've analyzed. But then also, it's more than just coming into the classroom every day. You have wonderful museums such as the Minneapolis Institute of Art and our own museum, the Weissman, and I think the campus being in the middle of the city really puts that in perspective for me and allows me to have all these different options where it can grow my learning outside the campus and outside the classroom.
We have a lot of great resources here at the university and in the Twin Cities that really allow you to have that hands-on opportunity with your objects of study. And that has really led me to develop the kinds of questions that I'm interested in, the kinds of research that I want to conduct. It's been through that hands-on experience. And so that, I think, is invaluable for me as a scholar, is having time with my actual objects of study, not being mediated through the computer screen.
I had a lot of art history professors that I really enjoyed, covering a lot of topics. I took art of the Atlantic world that covered the slave trade and migration of art from Europe to the Americas, Northern European Renaissance painting, photography in America, a semester-long class about Picasso. Such a wide range of topics, wide range of artists from great professors.
I've wanted to become a college professor to teach. I love it. I come from a family of teachers, and I love teaching undergraduates, and I love teaching them things that they have not necessarily thought about in a systematic way before.
I remember taking a class with Dr. Marshall and her kind of talking about social art history, where it's sort of, art isn't created in a vacuum. It both influences and is influenced by the culture that surrounds it. When you're thinking about a piece of art, it's thinking about intent, thinking about the environment, thinking about society at that time, and trying to take all of these things together to sort of inform what that piece of art says to you.
I also think it's special as a requirement of graduating with an art history major. You have to do a variety of different geographies and time periods. I think it's great that they require you doing that because it sort of puts you out of your comfort zone in something you maybe think is uninteresting or not important. And then by the end of the course, you're like, wow, this is amazing.
The goal of class is not to tell them how to think or tell them what to think. It's to give them tools that add nuance and complication, depth and structure to the way they go about moving through the world. I think that's true for all the liberal arts. A degree in philosophy will teach you to understand arguments and what they're made of, and that way when you see an argument, you can really analyze it piece by piece and have a more nuanced response to it. In the same way, I think that a degree in art history will allow you to look at art not as a flat, static, superficial representation of one idea. Art has a richness to it, objects, photographs. There's depth there, but you need the tools to be able to pick apart what's happening and to come to a deeper understanding of that. That's a huge focus of my classes. It's a huge focus of the department in general.